So you guys are going live now.
You are audible.
Thank you, ma'am.
Can you connect the YouTube page?
Okay. So should we start?
Yes, Nisha, you can
Okay.
start actually.
Yes.
You are live.
I'm. Good evening, everybody. I'm requesting Ashok sir to start the session.
Good evening to all the mentors and key resource persons, and good evening to Nisha Madam. Before we start this session, I would like to say a few words about our program. First of all, I would like to congratulate all the mentors who have greatly contributed for the success of this program. So without, like, you are the real torch bearers, you are the real carriers of this course. So till now, though we are facing some technical challenges, still we can say proudly that we have empowered the teachers in using technology. About 90% teachers are now well acquainted with the using technology. That is one big achievement. And your full heartful effort of training sessions, like the way you have conducted face-to-face, it's a big success. So we heard from all the DOs and all the people, everybody appreciated your support for this program. So really a big congratulations for that. And the way you have taken it as a spirit, like in a mission mode. So reaching every teacher and making every teacher to speak in English and building the confidence of the teachers in using language. Really, your contribution is really remarkable, that I would like to congratulate once again. And not only that, out of this, we have almost reached 52,000 primary teachers. So this all happened with your support. So the day one, when you started face-to-face, spell 1, spell 2, spell 3, all these 3 spells, the way teachers attended with full interest, like they never said no, they never thought of any kind of negative kind of thinking. We didn't find anywhere. So everyone, whoever participated in this face-to-face program, everybody appreciated this program. And everybody is really today confident that they can use the language. So it's clearly, we understood from the feedback that we have taken from the teachers who have participated. And not only that, the mentors, as a mentor, you started a new journey. So you started giving some value to our program, this ELEC program. So your value addition really made this program a big success, and same enthusiasm we are expecting from you. So initially, there are many challenges in front of us, like first enrolling the teachers, and that means that registering the teachers, then taking them to the online web portal, they're again creating login credentials, again making them to join the web portal. Everywhere we are facing challenges, but still with the confidence, with the great spirit, what ELEC is leading us, and a great spirit inspiration we are getting from Ajim Prem University, we are still making these all things very easily and comfortably, I can say, because it's not a small number. Imagine we are reaching 82,000 teachers. So if you include 52,000 teachers from primary, 52,000 plus teachers, and 29,000 teachers from secondary level. So these many huge number of teacher data, really, it's a big challenge. It's really, I can say it's a big, I can tell you it's a big, we can say big mission or big project in front of us, but still we are managing, we are working on that. These all are happening because of you are there. So you are the point, you are connecting with the teachers directly. Our voice, our ideas, our thoughts, our philosophy, everything you are carrying to the teachers. So your role day by day will be more like, because we are very proud that more than 1,300 mentors are with us in primary level. So these 1,300 people really will make the things, will do the things differently change, and they will create some big vibration in entire Telangana. And your role as a online trainer now, you face-to-face is a big success, but online training. So in every week, what is your role to do, and how you are taking this material forward, how you are engaging your teachers to do the online activity, that all we need to get some more clarity. So for that purpose only today we have this webinar with Nisha madam. I welcome Arun sir also to this webinar. He's also there with us, and they will clear the things. They will give clear picture about what to do in week 2, week 3, week 4. We can call them as webinar 1, webinar 2, webinar 3. You all are aware that in these 3 weeks after face-to-face, we will have 3 weeks of online activity. In those 3 weeks online activity, there are some tasks on the web portal each individual will do on their own. That is one area. Second area is webinar. So webinar is the purpose of conducting this webinar is very clear that we want to keep that live interaction forever, like regular till 4 weeks. So that is the idea, and making the participant to speak more, feel more confident, and every week giving some update on the week's theme. That all will happen during the webinars. But the thing is, we are running little late, but it's not a big worry, because we are one after another, we are sorting out all the challenges. And friends, remember till 23rd April, we will be busy with the schools. You are going to the schools, you are conducting summative exams from 16th onwards. And those issues also are there with us. Apart from that, we need to give some spare time for the webinar, conducting webinars and following your mentees and making them to do online activity. There are many many challenges in front of you, but the thing is, the way you start doing day by day, definitely it will ease. It will give some kind of, you will get more confidence. You will do the things as we expected. Don't worry about that. And we have planned a schedule. Like, I will announce it in the group also. I will communicate through the WhatsApp also. So how we are going to conduct webinar 1 already over. There are some issues with the webinar 1. Still, APO already is at our rescue. They are supporting us. They are alternating other mechanisms also to do the webinar 1 missing for missing participants, and webinar 2, webinar 3 for spell 1. I'm talking. These 2, 3 will be planned and it will be shared with you well in advance. Actually, it is scheduled today, but we have postponed it. We will announce the dates by tomorrow. So when it will happen and how it will happen, that also will give clarity to you about that. And your KRPs will communicate that with you. That is one thing. And even spell 2, webinar 1, webinar 2, webinar 3 are in queue now. So once we close the webinar 2 of spell 1, then we will go to webinar 1 for spell 2. So like that, phase wise we will move. So anyway, we are going to end all these activities in next 3 to 4 weeks. That will be before 7th of May. We hope everything will go, and definitely we reach the target. We reach the expected outcome. But the thing, friends, remember, don't get panic while using technology. Don't get panic when somebody is missing your webinar. So the ultimate purpose of doing all this is to empower the teacher in using language. That is ultimate purpose. We have many modes. Webinar is not the only way or only mode, but this is a suggested process by university. So we have to adopt it. We have to follow it. For that, we are trying out and other means, other ways also to make it simple and flexible. So that all will fall in your way once you start working from webinar 2 onwards. Don't worry, don't get panic, and don't try to respond immediately. First, you think about the issue and try to resolve at your end, try to do on your own. If it is not in your hand, then pass it to your KRP. There also, I request all the KRPs also to try at their end. Then only you share it with the Tribite or university or with SCRT. So before you come to this point, you should do some exercise. See, for example, somebody is asking how to enroll, still there is issue for them. So what is their user ID? What is their password? Still people are asking me directly. They're calling and asking me. So proper communication, establish proper communication and try to show them, demonstrate with them, like you are already conducting some your own Zoom meetings, webinars. Try to equip them, try to give some awareness about these things. And apart from this, don't try to get solutions directly on your own. You can take the help of other mentors also. There are some mentors who are successfully doing all these technological issues. They're clearing all these issues. So you take their help. That is one hand. And you can talk to your KRPs regularly. And please keep alert for all these next 15-20 days. Be alert. You always try to be in touch with the web portal and try to see whether webinars are placed. You can check the webinar status. You can check the individual performances also, because so at the end we will assess the participation and completion of the task by the mentees. That also you need to check, update immediately with your participants. If you need any support, immediately you talk to your KRPs. We are very proud that our primary KRPs also excellent. They have good big support for entire program. You take their help, and apart from this, you try to maintain your own record also. So this is my personal advice for all the mentors. When you're doing something like any webinars or anything, whatever is happening, you record them. You keep the data with you, how many of them have participated. Though there is a record on the web portal, but still you can maintain your own record, because we need only 3 webinars. So 3 times, how many of them have participated, how many of them missed. So you can collect the missing numbers enough, missing people data. So these people are missing from this webinar, because that number will be less, I think. Out of 15, how many of them are missing? You just record them. So for every webinar, you record the people who are missing the webinar. So then we can have a review why they are missing. You try to analyze their issues, whether technological issues, whether they are unable to do manually, they are failed to do that. So these things you have to keep in. You try to analyze the issues, and you track every individual's missing people's profile, like issues, and try to connect with them. So there are some people who are hesitant, who are having the phobia of using technology. Just give them a big confidence, like how technology can be a friend of them. You just explain them, and apart from that, you try to speak to them personally. You can call them, you can encourage them, and this association will not end only with these 4 weeks. It will be continued for next 5 weeks also, and this will continue forever. We can expect few more cases, courses from university, and also they will offer to us. Definitely we have to carry it, because language enrichment, language learning is not 1 week activity or 4 weeks activity or 9 weeks activity. We need some regular support till we feel that we are comfortable at using language. So this association will be continued. And apart from that, as a mentor, what you earn, I want to make it clear, you will be evolving as a leader, academic leader. So when you are giving some input, when you are supporting 15, 30, 45 teachers for all these 1.5 months, from face to face to till the completion of online activity, you check your abilities, the way you are managing the things, the way you are handling the things, the way you are improving your language. So you will become masters. When you become master, then you are going to train the teachers. So slowly it won't happen. So masters may not become 1 day or 2 days with a course or with some certificate. Your involvement also will happen as the course moves forward. So please try to empower yourself. This mentorship will help you to become good leaders. And your network. So you are across the state, you are there. So 1,200 plus nearly close to 1,300 people. So our community will be a big community now, I can say proudly. So try to be a good kind of like evolve yourself as a good leader, academic leader, that is one end. And you also can become good language user in your classrooms. And this also will help your personal professional development. That also you need to take care. And you are also point person, even at the ground level. Your services will be recognized by your district administration, mandal administration, your local administration, right master. Everybody will appreciate this, your support for this program. And definitely your contributions, your support will be with us in next 1 or 2 years, and it may continue forever. But the thing is, don't lose your confidence. Don't give up when some challenges in front of you. So try to find a solution. Try to do with you and with the support of your colleagues, with the support of KRPs. And university is there. Nisha madam is there. Arun sir is there. Triby technological team is there. And our KRPs are there. So everybody will come to your rescue. Don't get panicked, and always feel happy, feel free, feel comfortable, and create some free ambience, joyful ambience to your participants, your mentees, and always maintain a good rapport with them. So the way you maintain the things, that will decide the success of this program. And I hope you all will get more confidence after Nisha madam's session. I welcome Nisha madam, because she is the one from the beginning, from entire this course, from 2019 onwards, she is on this job. from zero, she started this course, and she, with her contribution, with her support, collaboration only, now we have a good, excellent program. And this program spirit really, it gives a big, it brings a big change in our Telangana government schools. And I welcome Nisha madam. She will support you how to take this online webinar activity and online activities to the mentees, and what challenges will be there. How can we make them more effective, and what are the techniques do we need to adopt to do that, to run smoothly? That all she will explain to us. And so madam will give you the 3-week activity, for each week wise webinar, the theme of the week, and how to take it forward, and what are the different tasks, depends on that, how to encourage the participant to do those tasks. These all information we'll get from Nisha madam. I welcome Nisha madam. Please, Nisha madam, please take over the session. And really, we are very much thankful on behalf of all the mentors, KRPs, and teachers of Telangana from SCRT side. I welcome, I owe big thank to Nisha madam. Over to Nisha madam.
Sir, thank you so much for your kind words. Let us start. So, respected all the district education officers, all the key resource persons who are working at secondary level and the primary level, all the mentors who have extended their support, and all the participating teachers. A very good evening to all of you. So this webinar we thought is important because of the reasons that Ashok sir has already shared. So we wanted to take you through the entire course, because this kind of a discussion, I think for many of the mentors, we could not have face to face. Though we have KRP groups, we have other resource persons who have actually taken several sessions for the mentors and so on, but we could not have one common platform wherein we share all the ideas and thoughts and how this program came into existence and all that. So I'll begin with the background, and hopefully all the district education officers will also find this session useful, because several of them, when I met them in the last meeting, told me that they are not completely aware about the program. So it's overview plus, like Ashok Reddy sir said, some insights into how to conduct the online webinars and how to actually complete the online tasks and so on. So let me begin by sharing my presentation. So the program is English Language Enrichment Course Level 1. We are calling this program as an enrichment program because all of us who worked in the development of this course, including the key resource persons of the primary level, all of them, we have started working in 2017 and 18, and together with the resource persons who are today's key resource persons in the state, we have worked together to conceptualize what kind of a program would really benefit our teachers in learning English. And some of the things all of us agreed are that English is not really a foreign language in Indian context. Most of the teachers have already studied one subject at least as English as a subject from class 5 onwards. Several teachers have also studied in English medium schools. And thirdly, English is all around us. There is English through media, through newspapers, through advertisements, and so on. Even some parents, all of us are parents, and our children are studying in English medium schools. So there is a lot of exposure to English, and there is a lot of motivation to learn English. So when we were also conceptualizing this course, we had a need analysis workshop with around 103 teachers. And from all the teachers, one thing which came out very clearly is that all of them want to learn English because of many purposes. Maybe because they want to interact with their own children in English, they want to enrich their own classrooms with English, and so on. So there is a high motivation for learning English. And second, that it's not a foreign language. There is already a lot of English vocabulary all around us, and so on. So these are the two basic assumptions, or you can say understanding, that we have right at the foundation level, and hence the name of the course itself is enrichment course. So the guiding principles for course development and transaction are as follows. I think you can see the slide here. I'll go to slideshow mode. One is that there is an American researcher, educationist, Stephen Krashen, who has talked about this comprehensible and compelling input. What this means is that when you are surrounded by language, any language, and what the input that you are getting is comprehensible, in the sense you are able to understand 60-70% of what is being said, or 80% of what is being said, and for 20% you are like trying to make sense with the help of that 70% that you know, right? So something I+1, it is called as. I means the level at which you are at present, +1, that is something which is +1 level, which makes it more challenging and also interesting. See, all of us are adult learners, and even children, when they learn something, they are in the process of learning. If everything is completely easy, completely within a second, if they are able to answer and all that, it does not give us that thrill of learning. But when something is, yes, some part of it we are able to understand, and rest of it we find challenging, so we engage with it, right? And the perspective for the course is also that we want to enrich people's language, English language. So this I+1 kind of idea is very useful, and it is at the heart of this course development and also transaction. Second is, we are saying the input should be very compelling. That means interesting. If the content, what we are giving through the course, is interesting, people will readily engage with it. They would like to look at the stories, they would like to look at the articles which are of interest to them. So again, going back to our experience of need analysis with 103 teachers, and after that piloting this entire course for 165 teachers, and after that we had several batches. So we have so far covered around 1800 or so teachers, and all through it came across very clearly that the readings, the videos which were stimulating, which were interesting, were watched several times. Okay, so several participants told us that it was not once that they watched a video, they watched it several times, and that really helped them in getting the central idea of the video or the reading material, right? So when people engage with the text, they also engage with the language, they internalize the structure of language, and over a period of time they will also start producing language, right? So the focus in this course is towards providing comprehensible input. Comprehensible input means that they are able to understand 70 to 80%, and there is some element of challenge also. Plus, the input is very interesting, very stimulating, emotionally stimulating, engaging, intellectually stimulating, and so on. The second research learning or insight is that when the texts are self-selected by the learners, they take more interest in that, because, and it connects with the first principle, right? So if the texts are self-selected, if they are interested in certain text, they can bring that text to the course. So how we did it is, we worked with the key resource persons or from the state of Telangana. So some of the people who are there with me on this Zoom call, like Irshad, Ramani, and there are many other people who may be watching it on YouTube live. For example, Kalyani Rajkonda is there, Kalyani Nandyala is there, and so many. I am Ravi Kola sir, Narendra Reddy sir, so many. Anthony sir, Azad is there, Pathan is there. So all of them have worked together for developing this course, and they brought in the material, and they said that this will be of interest. For each of the material that is selected for this course, we had long discussions on will this be of interest and why do we think so, right? And based on that long process, again, that journey itself was very interesting and enriching experience for all of us. Through that journey, we actually came up with a host of resources for the participants. And this has been the feedback of the course that people like the material. And the secret for that is because it is selected by the teachers and it is for the teachers. The third point, as you can see on my slide, is dialogue and lowering the affective filter. So it's nothing but very important principle. Dialogue helps. If we want to learn any language, we need to use it. And there should be a dialogue, continuous dialogue on any topic that is of interest to the facilitator, to mentors, to mentees, and so on. And there should be the affective filter in the sense, see, when we are all adult learners, and even for that matter, children, when we do something new and we have to perform in front of the public, say we have to say something in English, and there are many people who are listening to us, we become very conscious, right? There is an element of anxiety. Will I be able to do this? Will people judge me? Will people think that I don't have knowledge because I could not speak or convey my thoughts in English? So on. So many thoughts keep going in our minds, right? So we need to lower that anxiety. Anxiety has to be lowered and lot of motivation has to be built in. Give me a second, please. Huh? 1 second. I'm sorry for this. Yeah. So we need to ensure or make participants believe that we are not going to judge them based on how good or not so good English they are using and so on. Because all of us are in the process of learning. And when we are learning, errors are bound to happen if we are learning, right? Even when we are learning to ride a bicycle or learning to cook and so on, there are errors we make, but we are never, we never give up. We feel that, no, it's okay. This time there is an error and errors are natural because when we are learning something, there is also a lot of concept formation that is happening. Our previous experiences also are there. So new ways of learning and different people learn in their own ways. So errors are fine. They are the natural part of process of learning, and we will not ever criticize people or laugh at people when they make errors. In fact, we will celebrate errors. That is the bottom line of this course. And we will build a lot of trust, very good and positive relationships with our mentees, because we are in the domain of education. Any educational activity, any learning can happen when there is a lot of trust, there is a lot of positive environment, there is a lot of respect for the learners, right? And these are something which are non-negotiable. In the sense, whatever may it be, but we need to respect everyone, all the participants. Similarly, participants need to respect mentors, KRPs. So there is a mutual respect, mutual trust, and there is a community of practice, community of learning that we want to develop through the course. Like Ashok Reddy sir said in the beginning, this is not that with this course our work will end. We want to begin our work in the area of language education or in the area of education in general together, right? And for that, what is important is very strong relationships which are built on trust and respect. And when there is such feelings are there, positive feelings are there, automatically the confidence of the people is enhanced and their anxiety is automatically lowered. So that is something which is at the heart of this course. The fourth point is a collaborative language learning. So all of us know that language learning is a social process. When we are working in groups, when we are listening to each other, we are asking questions, and we are also making other people feel that we are very genuinely interested in what they are saying. We want to know about their life experiences. So there is a lot of collaboration that happens, and thereby there is language learning. Right? So these are the very foundational principles on which the course is based. Now, objectives of the course. As I said, the objective is to build confidence among all the teachers in learning English. There is a first point, I'll come to it later when I talk about assessment. As most of the mentors and the participating teachers know it, I'll just revise it. I will just say it in a minute about the duration of the course and how it is structured. So this is a blended program. We also had fully online mode as well during the time of COVID. But now, since we can meet face to face, we are going ahead with the blended mode. In the blended mode, the first week is face to face, and all the primary teachers have already gone through this. It is a 5 days workshop with 6 hours per day. And I am also told that at many centers, people have gone beyond 6 hours. They have engaged with the content for 7 hours and so on. And during the lunch break, after the day got over, even then they were speaking with each other in English. So that kind of environment for English speaking was created through the course. And really, it is for the mentors. I think the mentors have done very good job of creating this kind of environment. After the face-to-face week, which is 1 week long and 5 days, we have week 2 to week 4, which is online. And during the online week, we have 4 hours of tasks plus 1 hour of webinar, which is again for 90 minutes. After that, week 5 is there. Week 5 is face-to-face. Whenever we plan to do it in the month of June, July, whenever, we will meet once face-to-face again for 5 days. And after that, we will move to the online platform. So this is a 9 weeks course and it is in the blended mode. Yeah, like I said before, there was also a fully online version of this course, and that was really taxing for many of us, because in the first week we had like 2 to 3, 4 webinars per day. And that time also, I think mentors and key resource persons helped us to roll out this program even during the time of pandemic. So these are the course details. The entire content of the course is woven around 18 themes. Now, 18 themes for the primary ELEC program, English Language Enrichment program, are something which is all around us. And again, these themes were selected with the help of the resource persons from the state. The themes like food, wonderful nature, relationships, desire, pandemic, courage, adventure, all these themes we arrived at after a long debate and discussion. And all of us felt that these are something which are very close to the curriculum also of primary school. So by engaging with these themes over a period of time, teachers will also be able to engage with the EVS concepts or the stories and poems that are given in English language textbooks at the primary level or the elementary level. So that is how the choice of themes. Now, after the themes are selected, we have looked at what kind of content will be of interest to everybody. And for that, we said we need to provide a variety of material. Only readings or only videos are not sufficient. We need to have a variety so that there is interest in and also exposure to wide variety of genre. For example, something they watch on theme food, which is in a video format. After that, they look at some newspaper articles around food. Then they also look at an article on food, say, which is more kind of coming from practices of using all the parts of food or the plant and so on. So we try to give a lot of variety in terms of the content and also in the mode in which the content is presented.
The richness.
And the richness and the breadth, basically the breadth of content. So for that, also we said only during when we are having online weeks, it's important that we also meet. And this was a discovery during the pandemic times. For every theme, we met once in a week for 90 minutes. So we thought that it was a very positive input to the course. And this time when we are offering this course to thousands of teachers, we have continued with webinars per week. And there are online discussion forums. Most of you who are now on the online platform would know that there are these tasks per theme. And in each of the theme, there are tasks for watch this video, discuss this particular question. As soon as you click on discuss, it takes you to the discussion forum where you can look at the responses of all your friends and you can also respond to them, right? And there are also tasks in which you are supposed to audio record your response and upload the file. And similarly, you can hear the responses or audio files of your friends, respond to them in writing or through an audio file, and also upload yours. Coming to the certification, all the participants who complete 80%, who have 80% of attendance in the webinars and who complete all the tasks that are given in the online forum are completed will get the certificate of participation. I'll give you one example of a theme. Say, for example, there is a theme called as relationship. In this theme, there are 3 tasks. For example, first one is watch the movie Amora and participate in the discussion forum. Now, the question for discussion forum is, what do you think the film is about? Discuss. So you are expected to discuss about what the film is about. And the film is interesting and the film has several shades of meaning in it. So there is no direct question. Different participants can come up with different responses to what the film is about. And that is very interesting to read when most of the participants, all the participants write their responses. It's very interesting to see how different people have interpreted the particular film. Second task is read the story, Daddy's Enduring Script by Amara Bhavani Dey. And now the script or the story is here and participants read it. So it is a very touching, real story, and many participants relate it with personally. They share a lot of experiences from their own lives about which they recollected while engaging with this story. And there is this particular statement in the story: anybody can die. Yet, as I finish one more piece, the story you have read, I know something for sure about that. His writing never stopped. Why does the author say so? Audio record your response and upload it. Question number 2, listen and respond to the audios posted by other participants on the online platform. This is the second question. If you look at task 3, read aloud the story Mora by Mulk Raj Anand to your friends and family members. So what we also did was we tried to extend the online platform by engaging participants into the tasks which require them to go beyond themselves. Here they are expected to read aloud the story for friends, for family members. So we are making an effort to move from the online platform to the physical environment and to the people around the participants. And the question that is there is reflect on the relationships between the elephants and the elephants and the human beings. Participate in the discussion forum. Again, this story is moving. There are multiple interpretations and there are several threads, several themes, sub-themes in this theme, in this particular story. And when participants respond, there is a lot of richness one can see on the discussion forum. So these are the kind of tasks. If you notice, there is no right or one correct or one wrong, one correct answer for these questions. All the answers are acceptable. All the answers are correct answers, right? There's no notion, in fact, of correctness and all that. These are the views. These are the thoughts of people as they engage with the material. So there is, all the answers are fine. And we encourage people to write and think more on these topics and express themselves freely without worrying about errors, right? Let me take you through one another theme, that is storytelling. All of you, all the participants have already gone through this particular theme. And this is basically the theme for the face-to-face interaction. So again, there is a video, then there is a story. In place of this story, we have another story called as What a Song. And third task, what storytelling, 5 spoons of salt. And then participants themselves try to do storytelling of What a Song story. So this is all how it is interwoven with each other. So you take a theme, around that theme, you think about what kinds of concepts are interesting. Say we thought about storytelling. In that, we said that let us bring somebody who would talk about what a story is and what is this act of storytelling, how to make it interesting. And then there is Amin Haq in this video who is talking about a story is truth well told, right? So that is something which stays with the participants, and there are many other things that he talks about in the video, and people try to analyze it, internalize it, and so on. Similarly, if then after going through this kind of perspective on storytelling and on stories, when people engage with a story like What a Song, then there is a new kind of insights into the story itself, right? And then one is talking about storytelling. Then the second video is on actually telling a story. This is again Amin Haq, who is telling the story of 5 spoons of salt, by which is written by Sudha Murthy. And after that, participants themselves practice how to tell a story. So this is how there is an entire circle of activities, of exposure, of talking and discussion, right? And this is how each of the theme is thought about. There are many layers we can bring in. It's not just this much for the storytelling, but these kinds of tasks go for around 5.5, 6 hours, and we do not want to take only one theme for 2 days or 3 days. So we said that this is something which is like 5 hours, 6 hours. People will also enjoy, engage, and let us move to another theme, because we also need a lot of variation in the themes. So, and as I said before, it's not that there is only this much for the theme storytelling. We can add layers and layers to it, right? And participants are free to do it, mentors are free to do it, and teachers or key resource persons are free to do it. And in fact, it must happen that after we engage with the theme storytelling so much, new ideas must come to us. We must be able to search more resources and see how to enrich our language and also this theme storytelling further. One important insight that we got while working with the resource persons of the state of Telangana are these, that when we involve people in the course design and even transaction, there is a lot of richness that gets added to the course. So this decentralization helps because then there is a lot of contextual inputs that come in. And similarly, a lot of insights that people themselves have by working with other teachers, by working in certain educational context, that gets added to the course. And that is why we felt this co-development of the course was the best decision that and it has worked in the interest of the course. So this course belongs to all the resource persons and also all the mentors who are transacting it on the ground. Coming to course rollout. So as we see that this is 9 weeks course, this is a long course. There are multiple modes in this course. There is also face-to-face and there is online. And in the online, again, there are several things, several challenges or the opportunities of learning, however we want to look at it. But the course comes with its own ways of doing it and etc. And it may pose some kind of challenge to many of us, right? So first of all, there is an admission to the course, especially when face-to-face happens, there is largely no issue. But as soon as we move on to the online platform, there is an admission. There is all of you must be familiar by now about how to form the batches, then matching the mentors with the mentees and the proportion of mentors and mentees and so on. So there are many, many things that we are also learning as we are going along, because earlier the batches were very small and we knew people by their name. So I knew all the mentors. We used to have regular meetings, but this time, because the scale is huge, I or Arun are not able to really meet all the mentors, but we will definitely make some time. We will do something, and we will definitely come together, talk and discuss about this course, right? So mentor identification and also development. So in the week one, which started on 14th of March, there was 1 week program for mentor development. We know that this was not completely sufficient for mentor development, but mentors are already people who have worked in the system for so long. They already come with a good English language understanding. So we said that this 1 week we will give them understanding about what the course is and what is the approach of the course, right? And what is the spirit with which the course is developed. Then there is a course transaction. Then there is also participation tracking. Tracking is done, if you ask me or Arun, we say that tracking is done because we do not want to lose even a single participant. We want everybody to benefit from the course and also enrich this course by their presence, right? Because more people, more and more people talk about various themes, various ideas, it gets that much enriched, right? Similarly, then there is a certification and there is a huge component of documentation. There are many KRPs like Irshad, Ramni, Kalyani ma'am, who are helping us with the documentation. Uh, if I'm forgetting anybody's name, please pardon me. It's just the paucity of time. Otherwise, I really know all the KRPs who have really worked very hard for this course. Now, learnings from the entire experience, we know that we need to streamline the admission process, tracking of the participants. There are challenges related to technology, the availability of mentors, and many times, mentors are busy and very for genuine reasons. So we are saying that, yeah, mentors, everybody has their own personal life and there could be issues and all that, so that's possible. And we also try to ensure that the tasks which we are giving are within the zone of proximal development. Zone of proximal development is nothing but with the guided support, we are able to, if we are able to do this much alone, with the guided support we are able to do this much, right? So there are mentors to guide us. So all of us will move here with the help of mentors. So that is the idea why we have also mentorship is multiple modes of communication. So like we are having this YouTube live, we will also have regular webinars. We also have WhatsApp group together, right? So let us make use of technology to the best and personalized experiences. Why, how we can bring in personalized experiences is by engaging very well with our participants during the webinars and all that. Fear-free environment is essential for language learning. In fact, fear-free as well as very respectful. Learning will happen only when we show respect for learners. This is true in case of adults. This is true in case of children. So respect is something which is must for any kind of collaboration with any kind of work we are doing. So this is something which I thought I'll share with you. So many people ask us about the assessment of in the course. I'll take you through the detailed discussion on assessment in a while, and maybe after that I'll come to this kind of a slide or description. Just a minute. Give me another minute. I will share another document now. I'm sorry, it's getting very one way and maybe monotonous, but it was important to communicate with all of you so that all of us are on the common page with respect to the content of the course, and even more important for us is the spirit of the course. Requesting everybody to please go on mute. I hope you are able to see this particular slide on assessment, right? You may just show me thumbs up, Irshad.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah, you
Go
are
ahead.
able to see this assessment. Yeah, thank you. So all of us know, and we often talk about these three kinds of assessment, right? Assessment for learning, wherein teachers or the educators, what they are doing is they are observing us. And Irshad, you want to say something?
Nothing, nothing. Carry on.
Okay,
Sorry.
okay. So assessment for learning, wherein we are saying broadly formative assessment, in which we observe, we look at the work of people and we say that, okay, at this more input is required. And this input is exactly in this area that is required. The person or the learner has done this very well, but here are the gaps. And let me fill those gaps by giving another set of experiences, right? So that's kind of a formative assessment, and assessment for learning. We want them to learn further, and for that we are trying to analyze their responses. The second thing, assessment of learning, wherein we are talking about the summative assessment, in which what the learners have learned, then there is a summative kind of assessment of that. This is learned, this is learned, this is yet to be learned, this is yet to be learned, right? Or this needs improvement, or these are the suggestions, and so on. Then there is also here the middle point, assessment as learning. So when we are assessing ourselves, say, or we are working in a group and we are peer assessing each other, or we are self-reflecting on our own process of learning, and we are saying that, I can say these many sentences in English very fluently, or I can talk about storytelling theme very fluently in English for 5 minutes, 6 minutes, I can respond to this. But as soon as it comes to something like courage, I am not that comfortable. So what the person is doing is, person is reflecting on self learning and try to understand. For example, the person may also reflect like, I'm able to speak very fluently when it comes to themes, but as soon as I go to outside the classroom and want to engage with a dialogue with my colleagues, I'm not able to do it. So that is also kind of a reflection, right? So this is self-reflection, and while you are reflecting, you are also learning, right? And all the three, I won't say that we are using much of assessment of learning, but we are working on assessment for learning and assessment as learning, because all our teachers are teachers, all our participants are teachers, and they are able to reflect on their own process of learning, and where they need help, where exactly they find issues, and so on. And even if the mentors are asked or requested to maintain some kind of a record, it is only with the purpose of helping teachers to learn English better, right? There is no evaluation as such of pass, fail, or grading, and so on. That's very, very critical. And we all need to understand this, that whatever assessment we are trying to do is only for the purpose of helping or giving better inputs, or helping our teachers to self-reflect, and so on. There is no element of pass fail, there is no element of grading. Now, what is our approach to the assessment? The approach for assessment has to be same as we approach the pedagogy or transaction, right? It can't be different. So these are some of the principles that we have said that we follow for the course. Same principles will apply to the assessment. So one is that anxiety-free environment. There should not be any kind of pressure or burden on the learners when they are expressing themselves. Completely anxiety-free. There should be a lot of freedom to express their thoughts, and there should not be any kind of pressure from outside to say that this you have to say, this is not allowed, or that is not right, and so on. It's whatever people say is right. It has to be non-judgmental. At no point in time we will say that was I mean, we will not judge people or their responses, right? Trust in people's abilities to learn. We will show trust that all of us are capable of learning English and all of us will learn English. That is the trust. And most of the participants have learned to use English, and it is not solely because of the course. It is also because all of us are capable of learning language. And also, if we put in efforts and if we make our mind, we will be able to do it. Respect for pace of learning. See, many times it happens that some people will quickly get it, some people will take time, but that is all right. We have to respect the pace of learning of different participants. Okay, so some people may start talking just at the end of third day or fifth day. Some people may not open up, they will take time. Maybe at the end of fourth online week, you will see a lot of poems coming in, lot of stories coming in, lot of appreciation for teachers coming in English. And so let's wait. Space for individual differences. Yeah. So this is also connected with pace of learning. And we will give space for individual differences also in terms of kinds of experiences people have. And therefore, the kind of responses they give also vary. So we will provide that space and opportunity for the individual differences. Now, the data that we are saying the participants or the mentors should collect is only for the reflection. How did the course go? That was one important question for all of us. Second important question is, how can we do something better? Can we include something more so that the participants will feel more engaged, more motivated, they will have more opportunities, something on. Can we replace something with something else? But since we have tried it for several times, we would like to go ahead with this. But definitely, as I said before, there are more layers and more content you can add to the themes, or you can even think about other themes and work on that content beyond this course also, right? Open feedback mechanism, wherein we will ensure that all these principles, we will ensure that there is respect, there is openness, there is genuine interest and all that. Along with that, we will say that if I have to give feedback to any participating teachers, I may say that this is something which is done very well, and maybe you can contribute or participate more in these forums. Maybe you can look at the discussion forums more and respond to that, and so on. So if some of the participating teachers are giving just one line answer, two line answer, you can motivate them to say that can we go beyond that? Maybe 1 week was okay, the answers were short, but can you now add more lines, more sentences to your response, right? Centrality of sensitiveness in assessment, again linking it with individual differences and pace of learning. And we are saying that we all need to be very sensitive, especially we are working with adult learners. And also, I would say this applies to any age level. Even if they are children, we are to be very, very sensitive. Because see, I'm just taking 1 minute, one moment, and requesting you to go back to your own childhood or your school days and remember the subject you like the most. So many teachers, when I ask this question, they say we like the teacher and hence we like the subject, because teacher used to talk so sensitively with us. She used to respect, she was genuinely interested in all that. So it matters. What my teacher thinks about me matters. And that's what, even if we are of the same age group, same level, all of us working in the primary education sector, still your positive responses, mentors' positive responses would matter to the mentees. And when mentees say something positive to their teacher, it will matter to the mentors also, because all of us are human beings and all of us are here to encourage each other and to see that we succeed together, right? And no comparisons. This is definitely, we are not going to compare people that this person is so and so, this person, never, never, never. This is not allowed. Everybody is unique, everybody is very special. So, and everybody will showcase their pace of learning or their learnings in different manners, right? So no comparisons at all. Requirements of the certificate, as I said before, 100% attendance and 100% completion of task. 80% only when there are like genuine reasons, there are emergencies and so on. So assessment and learning for the program will go hand in hand. And as I said before, this is a framework called as Common European Framework for Reference for Languages. I'll just show you that framework in a minute, and how we are using it, that also I'll talk to you about that. Now, the most important element is qualitative remarks. So what we are saying is, at the end of week 1, face to face, write the names of all your mentees, right? Or now week 1 is also there and week 2 is also there, and think about each of the person. What was something which was very good in terms of how the participant has tried to use English. And throughout the program, the focus is not on assessing how accurate was the English. The focus is on how much effort was put in by the participant in using English. So that is how we will look at the assessment. So discuss with other mentors also, because generally when it is face to face, you are working in a team. So discuss with other mentors also, try to describe in some detail, for example, confidence, was there a hesitation, some kinds of choice of words or sentence construction, is there anxiety, or are people trying to translate? Sometimes this also happens, that people think already in Telugu or Urdu, and then they try to translate it. Then that takes longer time for them to speak, right? Comprehending, some people, most of the participating teachers will understand everything, but expression, they will hesitate. So those cases also we can observe very carefully, and we will get to know what exactly is going on. And then based on that observation, we can give them some qualitative feedback, saying that, you have understood everything, because when we asked you this in Telugu, you were able to answer, but when we asked you to present in front of the group, you were not sharing that, or you shared it in the small group, but large group you did not speak. So engage with people, right? And simple strategy for, like I said, for qualitative remarks is that listen and observe carefully, read the responses minutely when you are on the online platform also. Again, I'm saying it again and again, the purpose is not to really pass, fail, or grade. It's not really to judge anybody. It is only for the purpose of helping. So today, if I find that somebody is quite afraid of sharing on the discussion forum, because the person is thinking that my spellings may be wrong, my grammatical structure may be wrong. So at this point, the mentor can really talk to the person and say that, see, this is not the spirit of the course. The course is for us to use language spontaneously. And as we begin, we will make errors, and errors are fine. Because as I said, the certificate does not depend upon how correct were responses. Certificate depends upon only two things. One, if all the online tasks are done, and the second is if there was attendance in all the forums, right? Like I said before, we will use this data only for assessment for learning and assessment as learning. And we need to consolidate the data per participating teacher at the end of week 1, at the end of week 4, in this case now, at the end of week 5, and at the end of week 9. So over a period of time, we will have a very good data on how the program progressed, how our participants made progress through 9 weeks. So giving feedback, also we have said, these are the things I have already said. I'll just take you through them. Like when you are responding to the participants over the discussion forum, have a clear communication on what were the aspects that were unique, that was remarkable, that were very nice. Talk about it. So, madam, you said that this food, for example, there's this theme food in which there are these tasks in which people are asked to comment on if excess production of food is problematic and how does it impact farmers, etc. There, what exactly was the answer of a particular participating teacher? What exactly were the important points or unique points? And what is the point which needs more clarity? Can we ask that question? And again, the person will think and respond. And clear communication. And also we will, when we give feedback, we will not give feedback such that, it is I plus 10 level. The feedback also has to be I plus 1 level, where the participant is just make one suggestion. Each time make only one suggestion, not 2, 3 suggestions. it will demotivate people. So one very positive point of what is unique and so on, and another could be a question on why do you think so? Can you elaborate on that? And maybe one minor suggestion is okay. Otherwise, if you are anyways asking a question, that suggestion is not required. And through this process, participants will develop confidence, and they will start believing that somebody is interested in their growth, and they will also start engaging with confidence. So this is about the online platform. This is about the course, and this is also about how we are doing assessment. Now, when I was sharing that today will be this particular session, there were some questions that Neerja has shared with me, and I think these questions are useful for everybody. So let me take up these questions. What are we expecting from the mentees when they are asked? Forget the grammar and the other stuff. I just copy pasted from how I received it. What we are expecting from the mentees when they ask to do tasks with words like discuss, comment, elaborate, think about, etc. Now, this is a good question. There in the task you will find discuss. So they are expected to discuss with their friends on the discussion forum. This is clear. Comment. When you make a comment on a piece, what do? You actually relate it with, or you actually make a commentary on what is actually said in the text, and as well as you add one or two of your personal comments on what do you think about it. When you say elaborate, you are actually elaborating in the sense you are giving examples, you are giving incidences to support what you are saying or what the person in the piece is saying. Think about. Now, when you are thinking about, you are opening up your thoughts on the similar topic. You may not relate, you may not exactly say what this thing is saying, the text is saying, but you can also reflect on what the text may mean, or you can bring in multiple interpretations and so on. So do not worry. Still, I would say these are different words, um, and this adds to the variety of the kinds of questions we ask, etc. But do not worry about this. Okay, even if when you are saying comment and participants are summarizing, so you may say that, sir, this is a very good summary of it, but what do you think about it? Would you like to comment on it? So like that we can do, but don't worry too much about what the participants have said, have they commented or not. In case of elaborate, now if they have not elaborated on a particular point with incidences and examples, you can ask them, sir, just give some examples about it. How to evaluate the given task? Like I said earlier, there is no evaluation, there is no judgment, there is only assessment, and assessment is only for the purpose of helping people to learn better, identify where the people are struggling, and provide them that kind of an input. So yeah, you are not expected to evaluate that this was very good or this was excellent and so on. You are just expected to help them. And audio files are not audible to me, it is showing an error. Then what should the mentor do? Ask the participant to upload the audio file, or if the audio file is already there, they can also share with on a WhatsApp with the mentor, and they can hear, and then mentor can reply on the discussion forum where the audio file is uploaded. Can the mentee send the answers for the task after due date? Yeah. So what we have said is there is a due date, but we will keep it flexible. But I have said it, but I request everybody to complete the task within the due date. Otherwise, if you complete the task all at the end of 4th week, will it suffice? Will it be appropriate? In the sense, we are not giving them regular time to English language learning. So people may think it as 1 week no task completion, 2nd week nothing, 3rd week nothing. Sit together and complete all the tasks in the 4th week. Please don't do that. It is for your own benefit that we are saying regular engagement with English language is important, and therefore we are having these weekly themes and weekly tasks. So please try to do them weekly, but yes, there could be emergencies, there could be real issues, and you are not able to complete within the due date. Do it as soon as possible. Don't delay. Can the mentee send the answers? Yeah. Can the mentee change her answers? You see, don't worry about changing answers, editing answers, or deleting answers. It is all right. You can make another post that in my this post, in fact, you can comment on your own post. Say that in this post I said this, but actually I meant it like that. So it's again a discussion, isn't it? So don't worry about this was wrong or that was wrong, etc. You can again reflect on your own post, or you can make another post and say that this is what I wrote, but I meant it this way. I want to correct it this way, etc. So that is very good, no? For audio files, the comment should be typed or voice recorded. It can be typed. Type the comments. If mentee sent task 1 answer to task 3, what shall the mentor do? Nothing. Don't worry. If mentee has sent task 1 response to task 3, ask them to do it again in the task 1, right? Do it in the task 1 again, so that you know that the task 1 is done. Otherwise, the system may feel that this person has not done this task. So then if mentee is sent, within how many days we have to complete the assessment? See, it is not completing assessment, etc. Write the names of the participants, make your own Excel sheet, write your observations at the end of week 1, write your observation at the end of week 4. Okay. And maintain a regular record. So you need not actually sit at the end of week 4 and do everything. If there are instances or there are some things which are important or unique you find, you make those observations. If audio files are found in Google, are they authentic? I couldn't get this question. Nirja, would you just tell me what does this mean if audio files are found in Google?
Yes, ma'am. Like there are some audios that are already found in Google. I mean, somewhere in the net. Can we take those audio files as authentic ones?
No. If you're talking about the participants' responses, they should be original. All original work.
Okay, ma'am. Okay.
Some mentees are sending the answers with 2 or 3 lines. Are these answers acceptable or not? See, accept it. Accept it in the beginning and then encourage people. Please write more. Can you talk more about this? Now, say when the similar situation is when we work as teachers and children respond to us in 1 line, 2 line, and we say that no, you are expected to respond in 5 lines. But the students will say that we don't know what to write. So give them sub questions. Please give them sub questions. So like we do with the for the children, we develop a set of questions, right? This, why do you think so? Describe this, and then they are able to write an essay. Similarly, if the participants are struggling, then give them sub questions and ask them to respond, and thereby they would start writing more. So this is it for the assessment in the course. Now I will just talk a little more about the three themes that are coming up in, or one participants have already done theme food. For the rest of the spells, there's theme food, which is online. Then there is theme wonderful nature, and after that there is theme courage. So you see, already there are tasks online, right, around the themes. So participants are expected to go through those tasks. That will take roughly 2.5 hours for some 3 hours, for some people 4 hours and all that. Some people may take even more time. Apart from that, there is a webinar which is of 90 minutes. Now, what should mentors do and the mentees do in this 90 minutes? There is a theme, right? The theme is food, for example. Or let me take example of wonderful nature. When you think about wonderful nature, what all comes to your mind? Make a kind of a map of it. Write wonderful nature in the center and think about everything around it. Like when somebody in today's today's WhatsApp group asked me, Nisha madam, please add something to it. So I thought what all I think about. So something which came very quickly to me was the social life of bees, right? And social life was life of ants. So much of coordination is there. Everybody is doing their work, and a lot of learnings for us, isn't it? Then I was also thinking about a lot of stories that we have as children read about the ant and the grasshopper, or the wolf. And then there are these fractured fairy tales in which now people say wolf is really not cunning. Look at things from wolf's perspective as well. And then we can talk about how other stories, or even the stories from our own life, which are related to wonderful nature. For example, we can ask the participants, how do you connect with nature? Hmm? So just to give you another example, yesterday, or for last 15-20 days, it has been very hot in Bangalore. But yesterday and today it's cloudy. And yesterday around 6 or 6:30 there was a nice shower we got. And before that there was a breeze, and the breeze was very pleasant. Along with the breeze also, it was pleasant, but it was also strong. It could move my tablecloth, this sofa covers and all that. And when I was really immersed in my work, I really got up, and I went out in the gallery and saw the entire wonderful nature. I really experienced the breeze after a long time, because we were really looking forward to something like that for many days. So it was very pleasant experience. And after many days, I think I sang yesterday, and was very happy and cheerful, because that is how you connect with the nature. As soon as there is this rain, there is breeze, something happens within us also, isn't it? As I was also thinking about wonderful nature, I was thinking how when I was very young, around 5 to 6 years old, my elder sister, there was similar experience wherein it was about to rain, or it was raining a bit and so on. My sister called me and she said, stand here. And there was a very open field, and we both stood and actually experienced a lot of breeze. And after that she said to me that, now smell. And it was a very pleasant smell of the soil, because the raindrops were falling onto it. So I realized how important experience I got with the help of my sister. And I told her that I never paid attention to it. But later, through her only, I started paying attention to the smell of petrol, smell of diesel, and so on. So, actually, that experience took me to my childhood. And there were several incidences that then I was talking about, even looking at the clouds, thinking about clouds and what all thoughts come to our mind. So, similarly, there is no fixed content for the webinars. Think about it at your own level. I suggest that even KRPs can have a meeting with all the mentors and think together about what all can be covered in wonderful nature. Right from the animals, from where we learned a lot of things, and we can take up a little higher, because we are adults. We may not be interested in the children like stories, but what kind of things we can learn or talk about, right? Similarly, the patterns that we see around in the nature, and so on. And then how do we relate with the nature? Some of the evenings are such that you get reminded of some other evenings, right? So many things can be talked about for the wonderful nature. In my last video, what I also did was given some examples of how to bring in questions and so on. If you like, I will share with you exact questions and all that, but that is not the purpose. Think about it yourself. Think about the kinds of questions you can ask. Maybe show something which is really wonderful about nature, and then ask participants to talk about it, or ask people to talk about their beautiful journeys to the beautiful places. For example, I have been traveling a lot to Sikkim, Mizoram, and that experiences are very different, where river Tista, I saw it for the first time. So there was mountain on one side, river on the other side, and there's road which is like really curvy. So it was adventure plus it was nature, and it was journey together. So think about it in more lively manner, and bring in participants' experiences, and give some examples. And as soon as you give your own examples, etc., that sort of sets the context for other people to respond. Okay. Similarly, if you look at the theme like courage, So we can ask about questions like, what do you mean by courage? And people can give us a lot of answers to what is courage for them, right? And we can then ask, can you give examples of courage from your own life, right? Can we say that all of us are courageous? And many such things can be talked about. Can you tell us a story of courage that you have read as a child, right? So who is the most courageous person as per according to you, in your opinion, and so on, right? And it can be extrapolated to anything. For example, people may say that mothers are very courageous people, right? So many things can come in, many experiences can come in, and just keep it open, right? And as a rule, we say that if the webinar is of 90 minutes, then the facilitator or mentor is speaking for 20 minutes. Rest of the time, 70 minutes, the participants are speaking. And not only one participant is taking like 20 minutes. All the participants are taking turns. They are talking, they are noting down what others have said, they are asking questions. So it is important that during the webinars, we build a dialogue. For example, somebody can definitely ask me, based on the experiences that I have shared, can you tell us more about River Tista? Why was it so, why you got so attached to it? Haven't you seen rivers before? Which are the other rivers that you have seen, and so on, right? So I can talk about it. Similarly, when I'm asking question, I'm also communicating. So it is not just that when I'm expressing, I'm communicating, but also when I'm asking questions. So give opportunities to different participants to ask questions, build dialogue, listen to each other carefully, because listening is also an input. It's not just when we watch videos, it is input. When we listen to others is also input. So encourage people to, when others are speaking, listen carefully, note down, then ask questions, and so on. So building of dialogue is important. It's not a teaching that way. So there is a picture, then you, now five of you tell us what is there in the picture. It's not that kind of an activity. This is a picture that you have seen. What do you think about it? Okay, you think about, okay, you related this with that particular incidence in your life. Can you tell more about it? I was very curious to know what happened then and why this happened in the first place itself, right? So many such inquiries could be made. So this is the spirit of the program. This is the spirit of the webinar. And I request all the key resource persons to have a session with all their mentors and generate questions, generate this stimulus, and how they will engage with the people in the webinars. If you think it is useful, I will give you questions. I did it last time also, but the questions should also be spontaneous, right? Everything cannot be scripted. It's a human uh, communication. There is a lot of spontaneity. If we two people meet after a long time, so there is a lot of spontaneity in what they ask or talk about. So that spontaneity needs to be there in our webinars also. But see, don't feel pressurized in all that. If you think that some set of questions are required right in the beginning, which are required to set the context right, and after that it can flow from there, from what participants are saying and all that. So this is all I think today I wanted to talk to you. It's already 5:56, but I will request all the mentors, all the key resource persons who are here to ask me any question. I'm not saying ask me in the sense I have all the answers, but they can also add. Please not only ask question, but you also add if I have missed anything, or you want to say something to this large audience who is watching our video today. Please, all of you, I request you take time, maybe 1 minute, 1.5 minutes, and please say something. Maybe I will begin with how the names are appearing here on my screen. First is, okay, Nirja has unmuted herself. So let me begin with Nirja.
Thank you, ma'am. And good evening, everyone. This is what we were expecting, ma'am. And I'm very grateful to you on behalf of all the mentors of Telangana And now we have a very clear idea where we were, struggling between these technical issues and how to conduct this webinar themes and all. Our minds were like cooked up like Maggie, like I'm sorry if I'm giving you a wrong example, but we really needed this session. And when we cancelled our webinar today morning, we Hyderabad mentors decided to have a session like this at 3 o'clock or 3:30 like that. When we saw your message, we were so relieved. And I am really, I can say that all these people are blessed to have a direct interaction with you, a direct communication and message from you. And I really hope from my side that almost all the things are very clear now. If there are any gaps, I don't find any gaps from my side, but if there are still any gaps in conducting webinars and all, we will definitely reach out to you. There are some technical glitches which people are also working on. So I'm very, very thankful to you for this effort. And one small submission, ma'am. As Ashok Reddy sir has informed us in the beginning itself that we are going to have webinars spell wise and all. Just our humble request is inform us beforehand. That is it. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Neeraj, for your kind words. Verma sir, would you like to go next?
Ma'am,
Yes. Would you like to say something? To see,
Ma'am?
because a lot of people are listening to us. So as a key resource persons, would you like to suggest something, add something?
no, ma'am. No, most of the points are covered by you. And the thing is that the KRPs are resourceful, but mentors, due to hectic schedule, they are not catching the exact point of ELEC, ma'am. I request them to be more vigilant and follow the instructions given by the KRPs, ma'am. And there is a great necessity of understanding the key point behind the inception of ELEC and implementation of ELEC. ma'am.
Yes.
So if they are enough resourceful, the core idea will be transferred to the mentees and there will be benefited, ma'am. No.
Yes, sir.
Uh,
Thank you, sir.
Right. Most of the points are covered by you.
Okay, sir.
Good evening, ma'am.
Yes.
Yeah, this is Harinath from Jagityala.
Yeah.
So I have to say something for our mentors. Keep it in mind, dear mentors, that there are some concepts given for us. We should not deviate from the topic. Every time when we prepare our own questions, we are posing questions and encouraging our participants to speak on it. Then some mentors may be trying to make it deviated, but we ourselves restrict the topic to live on the same topic. That is the only thing I want to encourage our mentors to be in the topic and encourage them to speak on it more. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Yes, Irshad, your hand is raised.
Yeah, good evening, everyone. I was about to raise the same point, but my friend from Jagityal is bullseye. That is what we have faced. Our mentors, not just in Jagityal, all over the state, mentors are doing a great job, to be frank. So far, wherever we are today, it's just because of them. The only thing they need to keep in mind is they need to make sure little bit of preparation before going into the webinar. But as Neeraja ma'am was asking, yes, people are working on it. Very soon we will get a schedule well beforehand, and that will give them ample time to prepare accordingly. And they have to make sure to the point at the same time, giving such examples as you have almost covered. I would like to add one more thing is text to life and real life situations. When you ask a trigger emotions, all the participants will be able to answer and they'll be able to participate. And it's just a group of 15. I request everybody to keep an eye on everyone. We want to hear the unheard voices. That keep in mind. If somebody is not able to talk in webinar 1 as such, make sure next webinar starts with the person who has not even spoken yet, or even once he has not given a chance or not got a chance. So that keep in mind, everything will be all right. Thank you very much. Over to you. Nirja garu would like to add something, I guess.
Yeah, Nirja has raised her hand. Yes, Nirja, go ahead.
Yes, ma'am, with all due respect to everyone, we were expecting this flavor. Actually, your session today is the real flavor of the program. This is where actually we were, were motivated to move forward. How to make our mentees or our friends in the field to go ahead with using language without any hesitation, to shed all the fears and all. So, but because of some unfortunate circumstances, we were caught up in, I can't say irrelevant, but, you know, some not so very comfortable and convenient circumstances they were, and we were worried a lot how we are going to take these things forward when we ourselves do not have any idea, and that the idea was not coming from anywhere. And I was reaching out to you, I was reaching out to other KRPs who were part and parcel of this program from the beginning, acting as coordinators and all. And somehow today this program, right from how it is designed to how it has to be taken to the ground level, each and every step we have that clarity now. And I just raised my hand to tell you that the messages are like popping in on my WhatsApp saying thanks to Nisha ma'am. Please express thanks from Hyderabad team. That is what I wanted to say, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much. We have Kehkasha with us.
Oh, very good afternoon to all of you, and very good evening to Nisha ma'am and to all my dear friends. Ma'am, I just would like to say to all the mentors that this course is a wonderful course. Once you get into it, you will enjoy it. Don't feel yourself overburdened with so many mentees at a time. 45 mentees they need to handle. You just put in your little interest, enjoy it, and you will definitely, when you sit in this train of elect, you will enjoy the journey. I wish you all the best. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Kehkasha ma'am. Shirisha ma'am.
Yes, good evening, ma'am. I'm very thankful to SCRT and APU people for giving a brief inputs about the webinars and as well as the role of the mentor and how they should go on giving comments and how they have to go through the platform. All the things you have given a brief inputs, ma'am. Like we got a very clear picture, and even we have taken up a Zoom meetings already. And this meeting has given lots of inputs, and this is very helpful for all the mentors. I'm thankful, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Yes, Ramani.
Hello, ma'am.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for this resourceful and a very beautiful session. As Nirja said, it went on really very neatly, and all the mentors who had doubts, I think today they'll be very happy that they got to listen to you. And from my side, can I add a point, ma'am, here?
Please do.
Yeah. So during the webinars, because I got some PPTs from some of the mentors from other districts, that they are giving the questions from the website. That means the question, then tasks which needed to be done on the website, they are directly on the PPT to be used in the webinars. So please give a clarity from your side. Will the webinars will be discussing the tasks which are meant to be completed online in the form of audio files or in the form of written tasks. So these are discussed, keep saying that maybe if we discuss these questions during the webinars, the mentees will be confident and comfortable to complete their tasks on the website. That's what they said. But as you said, that we were like discussing that if it is food, it's talking about everything related to food, whatever it's like, whatever you said now. So it was like that. But when somebody raised these questions, I thought I'll put these questions before you so that you will be the right person to answer that.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you,
Yeah,
ma'am.
Nirja, you want to add something to this question?
No, ma'am.
Your hand is raised. Okay. So yes, so thank you everyone for very important contribution to this discussion. I will take the first point on we should not deviate from the topic too much. So you see, there has to be a balance, right? So many times we say, and I have been saying that when they look at a picture, how do they relate with self? How do they relate with the world again? And how they relate with the other movies or the other texts that they have read and so on. So it is possible that the topic shifts, but bring it back to the theme, right? Because that is the role of facilitator. What we say in generally is the text should not evaporate in our talk. Sometimes we go from thought to thought to thought, and then we go so far that the text that we are discussing or the theme that we are discussing gets evaporated, it vanishes. It should not happen, right? Otherwise the other people won't be able to connect with it, and they won't be able to see why we are discussing this theme. And also the purpose is to add layers of meaning to the particular topic and go in some depth and breadth of it. So it is important that we do not allow the theme to evaporate. We want to work around the theme. Do connect with self, do connect with text, do connect with the world outside, but come back and say that this is how you're connecting with this. That is, I think, a very important point. The next is we need to hear unheard voices. So that is there. Maybe this is a very small group with 15 people. So encourage them, everybody to speak. If there are people, participants, some participants are very enthusiastic, they want to talk, allow them to talk. We also need to give space for those participants. At the same time, we need to tell them, maybe separately we can talk to them and say, maybe first you speak and after that you allow people to take turns, and maybe we can ask you at the end again, you can come back, and so on. Strategize it. Basically, you strategize the way you want it, but everybody should be able to talk. Similarly, now this question that Ramni has asked about the website and the questions that are there in the discussion forum, the same questions are being discussed in the webinar. See, first of all, it's not a question answer on that online forum is not a question paper that we have to be correct, we have to be perfect, all that. Take out those notions from your mind. As soon as you take out those notions, you will feel free. You will feel that this is a story, simple story of Sringeri Srinivas is there in the theme food. Listen to the story, and then what is the question? Question is not also very difficult. The question is only asking you if there is overproduction of food, what kinds of problems the farmer can face. Now, what is there? If there is an overproduction, that these are the things the farmers will face. Or somebody, I read a response from one of the batches itself that there won't be any problem because we have many recipes and we are very many ways of preservation of food. Even if overproduction happens, like we can make a lot of these banana chips and all that. So there could be such interesting responses. So if we discuss everything in the webinar, how are we giving scope for these variety of responses, isn't it? So it's not a question paper. Please feel free to think about it, write about it, whatever you feel. The second is webinar is again for an open talk, open discussion. Relate with each other, ask each other, make it a very lively and enthusiastic place. At the end of a webinar, all of us should feel very happy, very energetic, right? That so many good thoughts came up, everybody shared, and that there was a lot of humor, there was a lot of laughter, and so on, right? So do that. And also there has to be space for relating with each other and sharing the pain and pleasures of life. So please do use that webinar as that kind of an opportunity. Okay. For there are questions, or there may be questions in the discussion forum which you do not understand, which you may find difficult. Please have a separate WhatsApp group with your mentors, right? And talk there about what kind of question is it, what does it mean, what exactly is expected, and let other people respond to it. So webinar is not the only forum that you are part of. You are also part of WhatsApp groups with your mentors, with your other friends, and you should help each other during in the WhatsApp group also. And that also then it will become a very good input point for you, apart from the webinars, right? So that is my take on webinars and the discussion forum questions. But see, the webinar is happening on the same theme. Food is the theme for the webinar, food is the theme for discussion questions. So a lot of thoughts will anyways come together, and you will get a lot of vocabulary to express about theme food through webinar. Same vocabulary you will use in your answers, and similar vocabulary you will see through videos and reading materials. So that is why themes are there, because you are using or practicing similar vocabulary, right? That's why there is a thematic approach to the course. So these are the things, uh, these are the major points, and we will keep meeting. Let us see if we can meet sometime, maybe next week. If there are sufficient questions, we will again have this YouTube live and we will meet. Do think about the course, because my only worry is because of the lot of technical aspect, which is important, because if we are on the platform, we will be able to look at all the materials, right? So platform is important, and as you are engaging with the platform, it is required that you enroll, you log in, and all that is important. But in those issues, let us not forget our content, right? Engage with the theme, bring in more material on your WhatsApp group, discuss, keep the spirit of the program always alive, okay? And engage with the content. Bring more materials, more themes on your own, and discuss separately on the WhatsApp or whatever groups are. And we will, if there is a lot of material of that kind, we'll also think about how to take it and how to make it part of the content and so on. So I thank everybody, Tribyte Technologies also, because they have made this session possible. SCRT members, especially Radha Reddy madam, she has been encouraging throughout the process, and she has supported us a lot, and we look forward to the help from district education officers, from key resource persons, from mentors, and also all the participating teachers, right? Thank you so much. I will see you soon. But again, I see Nirja's hand is raised. Nirja, you want to say something?
Ma'am, there is a question from my mentors. Can you share the PPTs you used in the session right now?
I will share. I will
Thank
share
you.
all the material, friends, but only my worry is PPTs are used in certain context, right? I give you some context, some information, I speak about it, and then I share the PPT also. But if somebody just takes the PPT and think about it or give it to people, there will not be any use. And I see the materials are just passed like that. We use it, not use it, we understand it, not understand it. We know not, we are clueless about it. So somebody may take that PPT and say, what is this? Why is it written like that? So without knowing context, so I'm not afraid of my content being critique, etc. I'm just saying, will it serve any purpose if we have not handed over the materials with a proper perspective building around it? But anyway, since you have asked for it, I will give it.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay then. Thank you, everybody. Closing the session now. Bye.
Thank you very much, ma'am.
Thank you very much, Ashok sir, Nisha ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.